Well, hello folks, welcome back. It is a wet morning here in Nova Scotia, but we need it. Maybe we'll actually be able to go back in the woods and go hunting and fishing and hiking again, because that starts fires, apparently, according to our government. Anyway, let's get into the video here. So today is the first day we're gonna haul some weight with the 37s on the truck. So in my last video, you've seen that I put the leveling kit on this, the larger springs or larger blocks in the back. So the truck actually sits, and I mean, I can't tell from standing here right now, but now that I'm looking at it and I know it's there, I notice it a bit more now. But again, still, I do not mind the look of this at all. The whole reason for the leveling kit for me was just to be able to put the 37s on the truck. I don't need the truck leveled, especially with how much I tow. So I got my skid steer sitting over there with the mulcher on it, that I pretty sure I'm gonna float that today as well. But first, I've got a mini to float for a buddy of mine. It's like a 3.5 ton machine plus my trailer. So for, you know, we're probably gonna be around 12,000 pounds or so, 13,000 pounds, I'm guessing, something like that. Maybe a bit more. So we'll see with that weight how much it brings the rear down, and maybe, just maybe, it might even level it out. I'm not sure. But let's go hook onto this thing and see how she does. Oh boy, she's getting dirty now. So there we are. Sunward SWE 35UF. It's my buddy's machine. I got it where I would normally put it on the trailer. I think it's a good amount of tongue weight, counterweight at the front, blade. I would have put the blade in the front, I guess, but I was the way it was in person's driveway. This is how it was positioned. I didn't want to tear the driveway up. Pretty weird though. I think the chain would fit through that, but the chain won't fit through here. So you'd have to have a hook. But anyway, let's see now how we're sitting. I think we're on fairly level ground here. So, 44 inches. So it should be level. 45. So we're still an inch taller in the front right now. But if I didn't have that block in the rear, we would be sitting a lot taller in the front, and it would just look goofy. So even with that 3-inch extra in the rear, we're pretty much sitting level now, just under. So, and I mean, this is only a small little machine. So I definitely want the airbags, not just for looks, you know, when I'm towing, to keep a bit of a rake, but if you've never hauled with airbags before, when you do for the first time, you'll be saying, oh boy, what have I been doing all this time without airbags? It just feels so much better. There's a reason why most heavy dump trucks and trailers on the road run air. I'll just leave it at that. Pulling up Michelin Hill here. We got no shortage of power. 7th gear, my foot is not to the floor. And she just takes off. I'm not going to have much highway driving because we're getting off in the exit right up here. Feels as solid as can be. feels weird looking back there and seeing that color machine in my mirrors. I'm used to orange or yellow.
Take the exit, then take the first right onto Route 325. At the stop sign, turn right onto Route 325 toward Ketchikan.
She's not a Ram or a Cummins when it comes to the exhaust brake, but transmission does a good job. The exhaust brake is there. It's not as good as the Ram, as the Cummins though. When you're coming off an exit, coming to a stop, the Cummins definitely does
turn left onto Route 210.
definitely does a better job. But this engine and transmission, Cummins can't touch this. Not even close. Yeah, she feels good. I like it. Oh, I can't wait to get my airbags on. I cannot wait. Alright folks, well, the Mini has been delivered. So that's the easiest job that this truck will have for today. Now we gotta move on to the much harder job. The New Holland C345 with the Osma SSQ 180 mulcher. Get a lot more weight here. A lot more. All right, so now we're hauling like 20,000 pounds. We'll say the trailer is 4, machine is close to 11, so that's 15. Mulcher's like 3,500. I guess we're at like 18,500, 19,000 pounds behind the truck right now. And she's sitting pretty. She is sitting pretty. Let's check out the springs here. Well, let's see how she feels. Alright. Let's crank up our trailer brakes here. Oh. See my load, 75% load. Up to speed. Eighth gear. Ninth gear. Under 1500 RPM in ninth gear, doing, well, the speedometer says 92 kilometers an hour, but we're actually doing close to 100 because of the size of the tires here. I can tell that she's got a little bit of a squat to her. I'm gonna wait till I get to the site to do the measurement, just so that the suspension has time to sort of figure itself out. And I'll measure both sides because I've got the mulcher, I got the skid steer over further on the driver's side compared to the passenger side. So I'll do a measurement on both sides. But yeah, she feels good. 10th gear, like 1300 RPM. So from before in my videos, if you go back, whenever I have a load like this on on the truck. If I'm on the highway, sometimes I drop it to 9th if I'm on like a 100-kilometer-an-hour highway, depending on where I'm at. Like what section of highway. If I have a lot of hills, then I'll just cancel out 10th and I'll just let it go through the 9 gears. This is fairly flat. This section of highway is quite flat actually, so I'll just leave it where it's at. We'll just reset our trip here, see what we're getting for mileage according to the truck, according to what the truck's saying, which won't be correct. But if I'm on like a side road where it's the speed limit's like 80 or 90, I'll drop it to 9th at least. But a lot of times I'll just cancel out 9th and 10th and let it go through the 8 gears, so that it sticks to like just under 2,000 RPM, no lower than that. It just saves the truck from having to shift from 10th, slam down to 8th, and even going down hills. Instead of having to drop gears when it needs it, it's just already there. So now we're at the 100-kilometer-an-hour speed limit. So I'll put it up to 102. Actually, I'll put it at 100, so that we're actually going to be doing like 105 to 106. But man, this feels really good. This feels really good. Cannot wait to get the airbags on this thing. Oh boy. Alright, well, let's get the site, take a measurement, and see where we're at. Alright, well, here we are. Put it in four-wheel drive because we've got some pretty crappy sections of road here and a bit of a hill to climb with some rough gravel, and I don't feel like ripping up one of my tires, and I don't feel like tearing up the road. I always hate when I come onto one of these access roads or a dirt road or whatever, and I see the road all tore up, and I know for a fact that the vehicles that have been going in there have four-wheel drive. Like, why wouldn't you just put it in four-wheel drive when you get on the road, instead of tearing up the road and then having to stop on the hill, put it in four-wheel drive or whatever? Just put trucks in four-wheel drive when you get off-road like this, especially if you're hauling something behind you. All right, so I think, well, no, I'm not. I should have done this back to the pit. I was gonna say, I think I'm on fairly flat ground here, but I most certainly am not. It was definitely sitting higher at the pit than what it is right here. This is definitely gonna be lower in the rear. The road is still tilted up. 44 inches there. $45.5 here. $44.25 on this side, and I'm on a turn here, so she's pushed over this way a little bit. 43.75 here. So that side over there is 1.5 inches difference, and this side here is a half inch in the difference. But again, just imagine what this would look like without that larger block in the rear. She would be pointed up at the sky, that's for sure.